Alright, good morning, guys. It's a nice day here on a Wednesday. Gonna drop the link to everybody really quick and get everybody up in here. So what I'm thinking is we could drop below this midnight opening price here, taking out multiple levels of sell side into this imbalance right here. Alright. Yeah, we're just waiting for that 930 opening range to kind of play out here. Something I really want to see though, we respect that low right there. We could see a run on these equal highs here up into this level of buy side and potentially catch a short up in there to wipe this sell side out. And then the PM session would probably have some type of market maker buy model here down below and rally higher, grabbing that AM session buy side that was left from potentially a move here. We'd want to see like a respect of that low, gravitation higher, and then move lower down to these lows down here with potential entry down here for the PM session after that 12 o'clock reset of the algo. So we'll see how this plays out. Staying patient, just waiting for my model. Just waiting for that 930 opening then. Right here you have the macro. So right now I see two obvious liquidity pools, so I'm waiting for one of them to be taken out and I'll fade whichever one it takes out. I don't have like a double-sided analysis, I don't do that bullshit, but you know, I just want something that's one-sided. So if this ran up to take buy side at 930, then my one-sided analysis would be that we're gonna run into the sell side here. I would obviously take my profit like far before that. I would take my profit by like the midpoint of this imbalance right here, but sell side would ultimately be the target. But yeah, guys, I want to see some turtle soup action up here to start off that 930 opening range. So we want to short above midnight open and above that 830 open. Alright, I just made all my social media posts to try and gather up a little crowd here to witness greatness. But yeah, regardless if we have 5 people, 100, 1,000, I'll be calling the same move out, trading the same move. So I'm just gonna keep showing up. Whoever decides to show up with us, I'm happy for them. They'll definitely learn a thing or two. And ultimately, I'm really just doing this to hold myself accountable, and it's a free journal. I don't really care too much about the impressions I make on people, rather what I can teach them. I don't care about being liked or whatever the stigma is of being a streamer on the trading industry, but I'm just here to make money and get the fuck out. So we have this 5 minute fair value gap here, but we also have, so look, we have buy side, sell side, fair value gap, fair value gap. So we're kind of trapped between the best of both worlds here. So I'd want to see at 9:30, yes, time and then price. At 9:30, I want to see a run higher to take out that buy side, and that'll form my model. Preferably see like a stab up and then like maybe a stab higher. There could be that run higher and then a failure swing. That'll work as well, but typically you could like check ES and see. You can compare ES, YM, and NQ and kind of see which ones created that failure swing and which ones actually delivered that higher high. I prefer to see a higher high set up here on NQ. It allows me to trust my model just a bit more, but nonetheless, I'd want to see something like this here. Run above buy side, and then you could either have that failure swing like this and continue lower with that inversion right here, or you can have that fair value gap placed above the high and then have that inverse. You could have an inverse right here where we're drawing through it, go short, stop above the inverse, targeting most recent lows here. So that would offer us a 100-point trade from this low to that high. We could also, to accurately depict where price can go, we could also bring out our good old, wrong way, good old Fibonacci. So we could trust that price will run buy side as far as right here. Looks like that turtle, but you get the point, turtle soup. So we could expect that price will run as high as the 1618. And typically I want to see it in that macro of time. Keep in mind there is instances where price can form an entry outside of time, outside of the macro. I focus on the macro. I find consistency with it. There's nothing wrong with taking an entry outside of time if it meets your criteria, but I would really just stick to the time based. As you see here, time, liquidity, and then your entry / risk management, and then how you manage the trade as well. So I could have went long here, anticipating that run higher, but I'd rather just see my model form and then take a trade from there. So potential run higher. 927 at the moment, so we're heading into that 930 opening range. Just make sure that I have. Okay, there's not instant order placing, so probably just stick to 3 micros. If risk is tight enough, I'll slip over to like 4 micros there. But for now, let's say we can go with 4 micros, risking $200. And risking $150. That'll allow us so 100 points. Okay, that'll allow us a decent sized stop loss. Should be just enough. I'm gonna drop the 3 micros. I'm forgetting that it's $2 a point, so a 20-point stop loss would allow us to only risk $120. And then we would aim for about 350. Could even drop down to 2 micros, honestly. That would allow a bigger stop loss with going for the same target. Because if we run buy side, I mean, it's not like we're just gonna like. Yeah, that's plenty right there. That's plenty. That's like a 40 point stop loss. Got on $4 a point. Going for $350. That's less than 100 points. And as you see, up here is already 18.5. The nearest sell side would be over 100 points right there, which I'd aim for just a bit less. But yeah, guys. Currently 9:29 and 55 seconds. So that 9:30 opening range here is getting ready to play out. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that 9:30 open. So we've got that fair value gap right there. That first fair value gap. So again, I want to see that run up in the buy side. I'll show you here. So right here we have buy side right here. And this is the new day opening gap high. So I want to see that run up into the Fibonacci extension from this range. Up into that buy side here. So buy side has just been taken. We're at that 9:30 opening. Again, I could have went long and we'd already be taking profit, but I don't really like to trade before 9:30. I don't think it's really worth it. Buy side has been taken, so we got that first high. I would really want to see like maybe like a minor retracement where everyone thinks they can go long here, and then just like one push higher up into that new day opening gap high. So we already pushed into that new day opening gap high. Can get rid of that for now. I think my settings will go ahead and stay there for us. So there you have that nice run into that new day opening gap high. this potentially be our inverse? So I'm gonna go ahead and go short here as we run up into. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't even know I entered. Okay, well I entered somewhat by accident. I wasn't quite ready to, but got our stop loss in a nice spot above that 1618. I'm gonna actually lower it here its head. So I don't really want to see it go above that 1618. But ultimately, we're targeting sell side right here. What I wanted to see, what I was looking at, is I want this to inverse right here. So it's looking like we're not gonna, most likely not going to anyway, get that second high. But we could have a displacement lower, shifting in mark structure, and then like a fair value gap run lower, and then a 2022 type of entry forming. If you know what I mean by 2022, it's the ICT 2022 mentorship. Essentially, the model that he made for his daughter. It's straight to the point, nice cookie cutter approach to trading. I highly recommend it, to be honest. Alright, so now that we are actually in the trade, I could turn on the instant order placing. So that if I want to, I could just click that buy button and get on out of the trade there. But I'm pretty sure that's the turtle soup high right there. That 930 open. I wouldn't want to see it come above that 1618, so I have my stop just above it. Again, whatever high is left here, if we run and take sell side, because again, there's no guarantees. What if it just wipes me out here? But I'm pretty sure we're gonna keep running lower, and if we do, what I would want to see is the PM session create a low below these lows, and then come back on up for that high that's left behind. Right here, I'm looking at the optimal trade entry. So I'll take from that high to that low. And I'll go ahead and mark that out so we can get rid of some of the mess. So right now we have that nice optimal trade entry. Again, we're trading outside of the macro, but at the same time, 930 was what was going to give us that displacement into running buy side. So we're trading above buy side here. About 20-point range above buy side. Running up into that new day opening gap high there, above this old high. Again, I want to see that optimal trade entry here hold. If it doesn't, we're gonna get stopped out, which is a small paper cut, but so you want to see that body hold. Yeah, it did wick above, but ultimately you want to see the body print below that 79%. As long as it does that and we get like a displacement lower, then it should all be good, and take profit will get hit then. So this is where, like, as a beginner, you might get scared and just kind of exit the trade, or anxiety filled mindset, or just things like that. But as you get experience, you just trust your stop loss and trust that even if you get stopped out, it's the series of events that occurs that is really what matters. So I could take 3 trades today. Let's say I'm okay with taking 3 trades. I lost this one. Such a small loss. Let's say I lost $50. I have 2 more opportunities to fulfill my daily goal. Let's say I lose all 3 of them. I manage risk so I can live again for tomorrow. I can come back tomorrow. Let's go for that 1 shot, 1 kill. But ultimately, it looks like we had that failure swing. Didn't print yet, didn't really solidify yet, but that's what I would look for anyway. Looks like we got stopped out here, guys. So it was looking good. It was looking promising, but we didn't end up getting stopped out there for $50, like $48 or something. Now it could have taken our stop just to run with it, but that's okay. At 1618, we just want to see that hold. There's no guarantees. But yeah, so 930 opening range, we've run into the buy side. I think now that we got stopped out, I'm just gonna wait for that 950 macro. But we'll just have to give it some time here and see what happens. Looks like we could have that 5-minute swing high for me. So we have 1 minute left in this candle. What I really want to see here would be a fair value gap lower, some type of optimal trade entry, but we've already ran that high, so that may not be what is happening here. Got that fair value gap right here on the 5-minute. Let's look at the daily chart just to kind of see here what's going on. So we did print that daily swing low, as you see there. I've already moved 500 points since the open, but at the moment we are in that daily volume imbalance right here. So this could be our high of the week here, guys, to be honest. This could very well be our high of the week setting up right here. It did in fact take our stop, just to run with it. At least I'm confident in that anyway for the moment. But we got that super tiny volume imbalance. We can see if that holds. So again, we've taken 1 trade. It was in profit. Getting close to our take profit there, and we got stopped out. So if I do end up getting a short position, I'm going to target for around this area right here, the imbalance or the sell side, depending. Okay, so it in fact did take our stop just to run with it. I'm going to look for an entry opportunity leading into that 950 macro. We have 9 minutes, so I want to see that gap stay open, even if it's a tiny one. So just wick right there and come lower. Yep. It's almost like I've seen that before or something. It's almost like it's magic. But what matters is the way it prints and the way the next candle prints and the next. So. Nope, see? There are no guarantees. On the 3-minute chart here, let's look at the 5-minute. So typically I'd want to see that run higher with the inverse fair value gap right here, but I'm not seeing that, so can't just blindly enter in here. But stay patient, we're gonna get our entry here. Pretty sure this is the high of the week right here. Just given that daily pivot point right there, I just don't really see that holding. Just like I want to see a higher high form from my model, I want to see a lower low form to be able to trust that price will start just rallying very heavily. Just give it time here. We're dipping into that 5-minute fair value gap there. Just give us some time here. It's only 9:43. We have 7 minutes until that macro. Go ahead and delete that thing. So again, we have 7 minutes. Stay patient. We're literally just getting started. So took one paper cut loss. Nothing serious at all. If we could even get one more drive higher here and form our fair value gap higher, leaving that inverse, is that 1, 2, 3, something like something like that. That would give me even more confidence and give me a better entry too than entering down here, which is ran higher and stay within that 1618, but just made that third high. It's called the Three Indians pattern. We're not really trading for the sake of pattern, but right here I'd want to see like that order block fair value gap displace for that third high, creating that inverse potentially to give us the best possible entry. So again, a fair value gap higher, and then that would be preferred. It doesn't have to happen. Yeah, we really weren't too far away from our take profit there, but like, seriously, it's all good. Just one paper cut loss. Literally like the tiniest loss. So I mean, what I see here is just like sell side, sell side, sell side, sell side, sell side. Unmitigated imbalance. Buy side taking, buy side taking. New day opening gap high. Fibonacci extension. Stemming from this range right here. Not rushing into anything here. More so just predicting a narrative and anticipating something that we've seen happen time and time again. So it looks like ES already made that higher high to go ahead and dip lower on the 5-minute chart, and then the Nasdaq made a lower high. So you got the gotta add that to my watch list here. A micro. Yeah. So we got micro ES. So on the 5-minute chart here, we've already made a higher high. That's ultimately what I want to see on the Nasdaq. ES is running higher. So Nas ran these highs here once, twice. I want to see this one taken out. So we have 1 minute until that, 30 seconds until that 50 to 10 macro. Looks like price might be setting up our entry here. Right in time. Time, liquidity, your entry with risk management, and then you manage the trade. It's that simple. It's that simple, but that complicated to be a human. To be a human takes a lot, especially something like this. But there you have that third high potentially. Want to see it stay. Give me something lower there. Right here we have fair value gap higher. So I need to see how that next candle plays out, because ultimately I'd want to see it make a lower high and then just leave that gap open. That could be our entry model. ES ran higher one more time. 1, 2, 3. Nasdaq 1, 2, 3. Alright, that did not stay closed, but we could have a displacement lower here that will give us a nice entry. Could have just entered at the high with a stop above the 1618, but that's the riskiest entry possible here. Whatever, I'm looking for the now 2022 entry model, which will be a displacement lower, fair value gap. This is potentially our order block here. placing above these equal highs. I'm gonna go ahead and go short. Buy stop at 18.561. So that'll be our stop loss there. And I'm gonna manually take profit. I'm just looking for a specific target here. Since we took that $50 loss, I'm gonna aim for $400. So that would be at 418, just below this low. What? Oh, I hit the wrong. No. I hit the wrong button. Oh no. Now I got a worse entry. It's all good. It's only a bit. Oh, that's very unfortunate. I meant to type 415, which would be right there. It's all good. A tad bit of drawdown, doesn't even matter. What matters is just the A to B movement here from this high to that low. Tiny bit of drawdown won't hurt nobody. So here you have your order block. Why is this the order block in my opinion? We had a false high, ran that, took sell side, placed an engineered high, ran that in the macro, time, liquidity, time, took our liquidity, and now we are forming a fair value gap right here so we can lower our stop loss above that candle as soon as it gives us the opportunity to do so. We don't want to leave so much risk open though. So once we get that next candle to print, and if this gap stays open, I'll put my stop loss above the high. So yeah, this is what a lot of people wish they could do. I say that humbly because it took me a lot to get here, but like seriously, like a lot. This is not easy to obtain. They have the anticipatory skills, but it's all about time and showing up. So I want this gap to stay open. It doesn't mean it has to. We have 25 seconds for it to do so. 15 seconds. Even that's enough room. Did not stay open. Closed at the last second there. Did take sell side right there. So on the 5-minute, we want to see that 5-minute fair value gap displaced lower if we are on the correct side of the market. Again, there's no guarantees. I'm just playing out the probabilities of what I keep seeing every single day. I'm just doing the same thing every single day. So I need to make sure I see everything clearly here. Volume imbalance there. So if we can get that fair value gap below that low, that'll be beautiful. I want to put my stop loss above that candle, but I need something to tell me more of a story here. Go ahead and go full screen. So again, fair value gap below that would be wonderful with 15 seconds purchase. So from this high to the low down here, we are in a premium market. And we're in this massive gap here. Optimal trade entry potentially. If not, we'll get stopped out. So we got that potential order block with the optimal trade entry. I'm going to respect it as that until it tells me a reason to not do so. So marking out that. Mark this as well. Again, I'm respecting it until it gives me a reason to not. So this is my narrative, my bias. This is what I think will happen, but I'll let my stop loss and my take profit do the rest. I'm going to respect the whole order block. It's only a couple more points. Just in case it wants to sweep this high here. Give it enough wiggle room. But again, very well could get stopped out here. We're going to let our stop loss and our take profit do everything for us. I'm thinking this could be the model right here. Leave this gap open, inverse it, drive lower, equal lows. This could potentially be our moment. We'll see though. It's 10 o'clock. Still in that macro. Leaving this open here. 10 seconds to leave that open. I want to see it inverse, but it doesn't have to do so. Let's check out ES here. So ES is running higher. ES is running higher. NASDAQ has a lower high. That can very well change the narrative here, but we'll see what happens. So again, I would want to see, to be in our favor and to be confident, I'd want to see run that high, staying in between this range, but inversing this fair value gap and running lower. I'd also want to see ES do the same. I'd want to see ES completely inverse this, like invalidate the candle and just run lower here above this low. Below. So I'm gonna see them both kind of run lower here. Again, just a bit of drawdown, but it isn't the end of the world. What I was looking at Sunday was a Tuesday or Wednesday high of the week. I'm thinking this could be it, but there are no guarantees. It very well could just take us out here. Again, I want to see it inverse through that. Could get stopped out if this doesn't run lower. Let's look at ES here. ES did, in fact, inverse it. So I'm looking for NASDAQ to do the same here. It would boost my confidence if ES wipes this low. Just continues lower here. But again, just looking at the same thing every day, kind of gain the ability to build a narrative, read the narrative, and anticipate one further delivering. So as you can see, we got that third high that I wanted. It stayed intact. That in fact is our order block, as you see here. Ran up and just above that high all of a sudden, just magically, and stayed within this specific candle, not running the high. So I'm looking to lower my stop above this high. I'm gonna do it right now. If I accidentally get stopped out, whatever, but I want to see this gap stay open for the next 35 seconds. So, I'm gonna aim for the market maker buy model. And once again, now that we are in a trade we're confident in, I'm gonna open up that instant order placing. I have an idea. So right here we have a potential optimal trade entry. Sort of like a 2022 entry model here. As you can see. I'm trying to figure out how you can, because I've seen some people, they will place a box and it has the line already inside of the box. I'm trying to get hip to how you can make that happen here. Guess I'll figure it out later. Oh, middle line. Nice. So black line. Make it dotted. Fuck it. I think we need that middle line a bit thicker though. Is that possible? I guess we'll just do it like that then. So you have that turtle suit with the inverse driving below. So we also have this gap with the run through. So this is a balanced price range here. If you want to see price continue lower. Again, there's no guarantees. Let's see that high respected with obviously that high respected as well. The optimal trade entry. There's a lot going on here. Looks like potential another order block here. That series of candles. Just running up into that. We have a lot going on here, so I'm gonna check out ES really quick. ES is also looking nice. Swept that low. Looks like we're at that 2022 entry model here. Again, they could both run higher. There's no guarantees, but what I'm confident in right now is the silver bullet short entry. So validated that. This one is still intact. I want this to close. I don't want that to stay open. Could get stopped out here. But we did run below that low. Looks like we might stick out that high now. Futures is pretty precise, so if it's gonna turn around and do it here, generally it won't stop us out. Yeah, futures spreads are like there's zero spreads, you know. So maybe on a 4x pair we would have got stopped out there, but as long as it respects that high, we're good. To the tick, futures is pretty good. So if that can close in the next 9 seconds, that'd be beautiful. But if not, we could use that maybe as the inverse. If they're not, so we'll see what happens here. Let's see. It's in the optimal trade entry right there. Wouldn't want to see it. Let's get real precise, guys. Again, this is something I've done before, that's why I'm doing this. It has worked in the past. Just right there. So again, I want to see that inversed. I don't want to see it respected at all. If I want to stay in the game, I need it to get disrespected, pretty much. So I don't want to see it wick here and come lower. Doesn't have to. Just waiting patiently here. As long as we respect this high and this high. I'm gonna respect that high. The inverse is high. But ultimately, I'm gonna lower my stop here once we get the opportunity to do so. But as you can see, that fib play did work. And I want to see it continue lower here. See what ES got going on. So that high was taken, but the inverse was respected. So we can get rid of that. Pretty confident in this trade. I'm gonna make the order block a different color. Let's see here. Maybe like a light green. Nah, that didn't do shit. Let's make the order block red. Means we can get rid of that mess. I'm gonna try and clean up the chart. Get rid of that. It's not a chop right here, but I think ultimately it's leading to our silver bullet. Drive lower. It's a game of patience here. Again, it could swipe these highs, but as long as this one stays intact, that's what's important to me right now. Hoping for a drive lower, like a fair value gap below these lows, these equal lows. Also got that one right here. So a lot of sell side, even though some's been taken, you know. Still on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lows to be taken. So again, I'm thinking that heading into that lunch hour, it could be a market maker buy model. I'll run lower here, below midnight open, and then for the PM session to have that long entry below midnight open and come take out the highs here. Potentially. Could just keep going lower for the whole entire week. This could be the high of the week here. I've been thinking there will be a high of the week since Sunday, so we will just see what happens here. So ultimately here, getting that fair rate gap Hey, if the rain noise in the back is too loud, let me know. I just thought it would sound kind of therapeutic to have in the background, but with that fair value gap right here, I want it to stay open and just give us another entry opportunity here. I'm very confident in that. I might even add one on with the stop above that candle. So almost at break even here. Driving back down to that 930 opening. This gap could stay open. Doesn't have to close. I mean, it doesn't have to get mitigated. But we'll draw out our box with that middle line since I finally found out how to do that. Again, this is just 2 micros. I mean, imagine one contract I'd already be up a lot of money. But I worked 12 hours for this, and honestly, I've been making 150 in 12 hours. So I feel blessed just to be able to make money with 2 micros. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a blessing. I think that gap's gonna stay open. Could come up and grab us another entry there, but sell side was taken right here. But I'm pretty confident this low will get taken. It could take this low and revert, but ultimately I'd want to see that market maker buy model below these lows right here. And even going down below is just think about it. At noon, when the algo resets and it wants these engineered highs, it would derive from right here. That's the discounted range. It would be below the equilibrium, below midnight opening price. Now, if we can get a 5-minute fair value gap here, that would be wonderful. Just gonna eye that up here. Or even a 3-minute. So I'm gonna clean this up so y'all can see better. So we already know that fair value gap's here, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Just focus on the order block. So we do have in 20 seconds this 3-minute fair value gap, which is respectable. Let me make sure I'm respecting that 3-minute fair value gap. Although that's there, I want to see if this holds. I like this because this candle is what ran through sell side, so I'm gonna see if this is more of a respectable area of turning around, driving lower here. Small fair value gap there. And I would prefer for this swing high to hold here and drive lower. But there's no guarantees. It could come up into this 3-minute fair value gap, or it could just stay open. I don't think about it too hard. I just let the probabilities do the work for me. But right here, it looks like we're getting our silver bullet set up. from that 10 to 11 o'clock hour, which is my favorite hour of the day. Looks like we will drive up higher here. It's respectable. Go ahead and mark that out here. Keep in mind we have that 1 minute fair value gap inside of that 3 minute fair value gap. My only worry is that, because I'm respecting that 1 minute high of the fair value gap, while that 3 minute high is up here. So my only worry would be that price is respecting the 3 minute fair value gaps high instead of the 1 minute. That's my only worry. Other than that, but even that, it's an 11-point loss, so it's only $44, which will be $100 for the 2 trades we've taken. So yeah, it's not shit. But right here, it also looks like we have this breaker potentially. I would say it would be the breaker because we have that sweep on buy side internally, sweep below. So 1, 2, 3. So this candle would become the breaker. Right here, you could actually go short with a stop above the breaker and a stop, or above the fair value gap. Ultimately, above both would be better, but that could be your short opportunity down into the lows here. And 70 points is respectable. I mean, what's wrong with that? You realize one contract and 70 points is $1,400. So what? 2 contracts is 2,800. I work a whole entire month for that, you know. So you be able to do it in one session, in one series of trades. So you have that sweep on this high into the imbalance, respecting the breaker, the midpoint of that breaker. And we can expect price ahead for our take profit here. Targeting that 830 open price. Running below that. I don't have the chat open, so I don't know if... Let me check my phone. If that rain is too loud in the background, just let me know. Rokonos, you said am I ICT? I'm not ICT, but I've been studying him for 3 years now, and I've devoted every single day for the last 3 years diving into ICT content, his mindset, his approach, and this is actually like his favorite model right here, which is first of all the 2022, but his favorite model is ultimately just catching that turtle soup high, high of the day, low of the day, high of the week, low of the week, one shot, one kill approach, mindset, and psychology. So see here, we're looking pretty aggressive, running lower here. So I want to see price quickly just run in here to take profit. Why not, right? So again, time, liquidity, risk management, trade management. Again, time, I listen to the audio on my phone. I feel like the rain noise isn't too loud in the background, but again, if it is, let me know. It's just kind of therapeutic to me, but there you have it. Take profit, approaching there quickly. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Come on, let's hit it. There we go. No. Now, that'd be some crazy shit, wouldn't it? It would just turn around and start going higher. That would be some fucking shit. This next candle will probably rip it, but shall see. $15 seconds for that candle to stay open. Oh no, close. Now, that would be some shit if that can. What? 1 point? That'd be crazy. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that'd be crazy. There you go. Should come and hit our take profit there. Again, like I just told you up here, let our stop loss and our take profit do all the heavy lifting. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the door. I do love a rainy day while trading, but I'll shut the door for now. But man, that would be some shit if it just fucking optimal trade entry rain higher. I do need to stop being lazy and get the data package for that 15-second chart. Can't come in handy sometimes. I think I'm gonna trust that inverse right here. I'm gonna go ahead and trust it. I lied. I'm gonna take it back. I don't want to get started out prematurely. Do some dumb shit. That would be some fucking shit. But we gotta follow the plan here, guys. Respecting that high. Let's follow the plan. If we get stopped out, it is what it is. Ultimately, it will come down and get to take profit if we come up here. Again, because there's liquidity inside the imbalance. We also have this inverse right here. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, don't ever do that though. Don't lower your stop and then raise it back. Just follow the plan. I was gonna manually exit too. That's crazy. I was gonna manually just click the X and just get the fuck out. I'm gonna actually set myself up for that because we've taken this high here. So we've got a couple things protecting us right now. This could potentially be an order block. We got the inverse. We've also got this fair value gap. So we have like 3 layers of protection. ICT does say if all 3 of those collapse, you're next. So as you can see, we would be next. Our stop loss would be next. I'm gonna refine this to give her some of the noise. So I'm gonna respect that as an order block potentially. And if that fails, it'll run that high and dip back into that midpoint of this fair value gap. Let's look at that 5-minute quickly. You guys have already seen all that. Let's gonna look at the 5-minute real quick. Yeah, on the 5-minute, there is that fair value gap. So I'm gonna mark that out here. There's no way these equal lows stay intact. It's too clean. Way too clean. Given that we ran higher, placed the order block, respected it, ran lower, I do ultimately think it's gonna turn in our favor here. I need this to inverse, close below that low. Move this closer. See, I could have completely fucked myself up by lowering my stop, but yeah, just trust the plan, trust the process. Looks like we did respect that breaker, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'll stop right there. I'm gonna respect the breaker since price did. So I do want to see that inverse. It wiped a low, so I want to see it continue lower here and use that as resistance to fall below the lows. Again, this is why patience is like, it becomes easy because you got to think about it. You'll go to work all fucking day. You hate your job. You hate being told what to do. You hate all these things as a collective. And like to sit here for an hour or two and to wait for $400, like you're working 10 to 12 for that. Why not just sit here and be fucking patient, Why get all antsy and amped up and like it's really not about the money. Like as you can see, like I'm placing a narrative on why I'm taking a trade. The money just comes as a default of that. That's why you trade demo. Like people say demo is not good, but if you're trading ICT concepts, demo is pretty fucking good because it's the same thing. It's the same high and low being taken, same fucking imbalance, the same turtle soup. So if you do it 1,000 times, like you think you're not gonna get any better? Let's be honest. So we ran above that high, came lower, swept that low. I'm gonna try out to go to Fibonacci here. 79%. So I'm knowing that this body's respecting the 79%. So if I can get this candle to stay lower in the next one, we can hope for that run lower here. So the market will play with you sometimes. It doesn't always just run right into your favor. It'll fuck around sometimes, but so we'll see it use this breaker to run us lower here. Just came and took that internal high here after taking that one, but we're going to respect this one. So we got that potential order block here inside of that breaker, looking for it to run us lower then. Alright, looking good, looking good. There's no guesswork about any of this. This same trade right here that's gonna make me $410 is gonna be the same trade I take in a year that will make me $4,100 or $40,000 or $400,000. I'm not rushing to get into like a large account. Micros is plenty. I'm really appreciative that I have the opportunity to even trade fucking micros. Yeah, but sometimes price really will just fuck with you. Sometimes it'll fuck with you forever and then just take you out while you were so close to take profit. I mean, 1 point. But now that we have those engineered lows, I can already expect that it's gonna come a bit lower. So we might as well earn ourselves an extra 10 points for the wait we had to endure and just patiently wait through. I don't know if this is a good or bad mindset. This is something I thought about. I can't tell if not wanting to be on the charts is like a sign of being a good trader in growth or not. Right now I just want my take profit to be hit so I can end stream. Like honestly, I don't know if that's a good or a bad characteristic of being a trader, but I just don't care to like sit here all fucking day. You don't need a clock, food, or water. Like it's just like when you get in that gambler state of mind and you're staring at the chart all day, it like just drains like everything out of you. It just drains you. The market's like a vampire, like, and if you show blood, it'll just fucking attack. It's really playing hard to get here, but if it comes up too aggressively here, I'm gonna respect that 5-minute fair value gap, which would open up more risk, but a loss doesn't really define this, as we already know. That's really some shit though. Then you realize it is a fair value gap there. So just for the short term, it could just come up here, and I want to see that getting validated, obviously. Leaving these equal lows there. I should have just mainly exited. I had a strong feeling I should just manually exit. That's what I did yesterday as well, and it worked out very good. I mean, that's some shit. I'm gonna at least respect up here. That's really some shit, though. I mean, moment of transparency, like, that is pretty frustrating that we were 1 point away from our take profit. One singular point. See what ES got going on. Right. Got that. No, that's not big enough. That is really some shit, though. So I'm gonna respect the 5 minute. Everybody got it. Get rid of this now. Let's clean it up a bit here. Okay, so at the moment we have ran lower, just 1 point off our take profit there. Coming back up into that 5 minute fair value gap. Want to respect that high here. Back into drawdown now. Right into that 79%. Let me get back to the basics right here real quick. Got this fair value gap. Respecting that high. Also got this order block. So we got stuck in this trade because it was a point away from our take profit. But nonetheless, it's not really affecting us until we get stopped out. Yeah, that is a bit frustrating here. Respect the order block. Yeah, it is a bit irritating here, guys, but I hope somebody did profit off that trade. Just kind of stuck in here for a bit longer. A 5-minute fair value gap just got destroyed. So now taking the buy side here, inside of that order block. Now I'll look for another opportunity here to reduce the risk. I had to open it back up so I didn't get stopped out prematurely. But right here we could inverse this and run lower. So hoping for a inverse through here, below that low. So I'm gonna see a nice aggressive run below that low here. Came up and took out buy side. Whoever took this long, that's a nice little trade, but I feel like it's counter to what is really going on. We'll see though. Gotta stay humble. Easily can get stopped out. Go short here. Stop above here. So since we came back up into that order block, swept that high. Took one more short, looking for a inverse here. So it'll either inverse this and respect the whole high, or it'll stop us out here. It's so unfortunate, guys, that we were just so close to our take profit there. So could sweep that high and run lower, but we'll see what happens. I do want to see what this was looking like. Oh, nope, wrong way. So we'll see. So we did take out that Fibonacci extension midpoint. As long as this high stays intact, I mean, we're good. But that would be very unfortunate if we were 1 point away from take profit and then hit stop loss. Because then that'll put our account probably about break even. When really it should have been, a nice winner. They were staying patient here and looking for an opportunity to protect ourselves and potentially hit take profit. I do have one to scale out here, and then actually even probably to scale out here. So that's what 22 to 60. That would be like 60 points right there. $120, which would mitigate our loss plus $70. So we got that drive higher with another high. Let's see what ES do. So we got drive higher with a lower high on ES. So that could be a little promising that we're gonna go ahead and drive lower here. Check out that buy side. We're in that macro right now, 1050 macro, so we could be seeking liquidity in macro and then give our entry opportunity lower. But ultimately that was the silver bullet. Like that right there was the silver bullet, as well as this right here. But our delayed process is no big issue. I feel like we'll still take profit, but we'll just play our cards to the best of our ability and trade manage like a professional. But yeah, I'm not willing to put my stop anything higher. I'm confident that's the order block until it invalidates itself. That's what a stop loss is for. But then the idiots that say don't trade with a stop loss, like what would really happen if you had this 1 minute candle that just ripped 100 points above the high? Like what would you do? Your funding account's blown. Whatever account, you're just a major drawdown. It's just fucking stupid. Like, why would you want to do that? And we're trading futures, so it's not like it's gonna slip your stop. Like, so here you have this inverse, potentially. Get rid of that. Yeah, it's a nice re-entry here. A bit of drawdown, but nonetheless, nice re-entry here. So we were short, endured that, a point away from take profit. But now that we have these equal lows, we could definitely expect that it will, drive down into there. So we'll be scaling out here for $120. See what's going on outside real quick. I wonder if it's still raining. Still raining. I'm gonna open up the door. Right. Some natural light going on. I'm gonna keep the executions on. So yeah, that breaker was only useful for that run below that low, but looking at this inverse here. I'd want to see a fair value gap below this low. That would give me some more confidence here. This is potentially an order block. I'll also mark that red. Yeah, but I do hate being in trades for this long. It's not really my niche. Again, I should have just manually exited as we were so close to that low. But shoulda, coulda, woulda. Now we just have to manage this as best as we can and look to yield some profits then. No emotions involved. We're just really looking at the facts. Put my stop above there for a reason again. As you can see, it didn't take it out, but I'm just looking for something nice lower here. Some nice run lower. Because if we get that 11 o'clock hour just move lower, sweeping out sell side, it'll be that market maker buy model into that PM session. So took sell side, took buy side. Thinking we can run lower now. After we take buy side, we now have to take sell side. We will see what happens though. Also, took internal liquidity. Something we're going to take external liquidity now, which is down here. Again, there's no guarantees, but I'm also looking for this inverse here to just hold nicely and just run us lower. The high is the whole way up here, so. Just layering everything on top of each other here. Again, you're willing to wait for your job's paycheck that you fucking hate. You gotta be willing to endure this. Some days it'll just break or take profit. Some days it'll just fucking fuck around, go a point above your take profit, and go take out your stop loss. Sometimes it'll go a point away, consolidate forever, and then hit your take profit later. Again, we're just enjoying the nice nature sounds in the background, staying calm, cool, collected, patient, and just using our edge to our advantage as much as we possibly can. Nice fair value gap below, like I said we wanted. I want this to stay open. Really, I need it to stay open to protect myself, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna get rid of it for now. That'll be a nice size gap right there. 24 seconds. Oh, nope. Oh, the tiniest of gaps. It's the tiniest of gaps. looking like it might even inverse it. But respecting that whole candle then, ultimately. That's what I want to see, is it respect that whole candle. The gap's small, but if we respect that whole candle, it still counts. It'll also give us that optimal trade entry. And we have disrespected that high. Let's get rid of all this mess right here. So we know that the inverse is there. We know that this is a potential order block inside this larger order block. That's 79% levels right here. Right now, real time, I'd want to see it respect that 79% and inverse this, driving below this low. Still in that macro here. Still in that macro. So we either get stopped out or we respect this, respect all this. Unless it wants to take that high to the tick and then turn around, but ultimately I want this body to respect the 79%, and it's not going to. So we can get rid of that. Again, sticking to the plan, trusting my stop. That'd be nice if it did respect that right there. Potential 1 minute swing high here. That inverse. So there is equal highs right here. But keep in mind that that was the failure swing. And I'm looking at this as an order block. So the narrative would be that we created an order block, took sell side, and returned to the order block to come and take the engineered low that has the equal low with it. So I'm going to go ahead and place that here so you can see. So again, I'm looking for it to drive lower here, inversing this gap below that low. This isn't random, guys. I mean, I've seen all of this stuff happen. I've been part of all this. I just want to see an inverse here and go below that low, or else I think I'll get stopped out. We'll see though. Alright, nice, nice. And the main reason I'm thinking that inverse could hold is because that would be like a turtle soup entry. Like here's the order block, and then be running a series of candles higher above a high. But then again, here's a fair value gap driving us higher, so it could get stopped out. Right, looks like we might get stopped out here. kind of like accepting death. I'm okay with my stop loss getting hit. Like, kind of expecting it. So if it doesn't, I'll be appreciative. But we're 17 points away right here. And understanding my narrative is that I see price with the 3 Indians pattern above buy side. We were also using our fib extension from a most recent range that we had at the time. So I'm looking at this as an order block until it tells me why I shouldn't. I'm gonna mark out the midpoint of the order block. It looks like we're really respecting that. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna do this. So now I have that middle line thing. So, looks like it's really respecting that midpoint of this order block here. And everything's just driving around it. Possible displacement below that low here. It'd be even better if it came below this low though. That would be preferred. 1109, exiting that macro here. Not looking good at the very moment, but oh, nice reversal there. Swept that high, stayed intact with this one. Swept the low at the same time. But yeah, as you can see, I could have been done with stream like 20, 30 minutes ago. This is the reality of trading. Sometimes you get stuck longer than you want to, or there's just so many different things that could happen, you know? It's just part of the game. It's definitely better than waiting at your fucking job that you hate. Or in my case, being a server, kissing old people ass, fucking, it just sucks. Like, why would you want to do that? Like, it's better just to be patient and trade micros and stay in leverage. Don't over leverage personal accounts, and it's better just doing shit the right way, following your rules, having good morals, being a good person. It all ties together, believe it or not. So if you think you can be a shitty person and be lazy and not work out, not hit the gym every day, not cook for yourself, if you want a convenience lifestyle, I mean, go ahead, go for it. But I'm trying to break free as soon as possible, rather than just be part of their fucking trap. I can erase that because swipe that high there. You have that 1 minute fair rate gap here. This was a nice little lesson of patience for y'all that stick through and actually watch it. That's the thing, if you actually just like pay attention, like just keep showing up, you can learn a lot. Not even just from me, just from looking at it. Like, it's not random that it ran above a third time. It's not random that it just ran above, specifically above a specific high, like a specific time. None of it's random. None of this is random. The only thing is you just can't control the market. You just can't have that ultimate control factor. You just have to kind of use what you know and just plan out like a series of events of what could happen. The reason I put this box, just for my own personal curiosity, testing it as a breaker, just to see. Because ultimately, when I look for a breaker for my like ultimate best model that I see, it would be like the run higher with the breaker. But let's see what ES did. Maybe it had SMC. So ES did in fact run higher. So I mean, yeah, it's SMC, so respectable, respectable. Here on ES, you got that fair value gap. We also got that. So we got that fair value gap here now, off the breaker. So since we did that, I'm gonna go ahead and go break even. I want that gap to stay open here. 30 seconds. Let's see that gap stay open. First scale out is almost hit here. Yeah, I definitely want to see that stay open here. Three, two, one. Okay, either stay open or it could. Dang. Or it could run down into here. Come take out our complete take profit there. Alright, just get out there, guys. Count balance. Alright, this is the equity. This is the balance. I don't know why Apex has it like fucked up, but we're up $57 on the day. Locked in. Realized P&L. Unrealized P&L, obviously, still have this position open. So But we have it a few, like 1 point in profit, if even that. I'm just gonna go ahead and I hate when they're like side by side, like too close. Got that breaker. Because this is the breaker because keep in mind ES ran higher. ES ran higher with the equal highs right here. ES ran higher. I don't know what the Dow did. I don't really feel like going to compare the Dow as well. All you need is ES and Nasdaq, to be honest. Maybe one day I'll trade the Dow. That shit does move pretty fast, but I think I like swing trade on options or something. We'll get into that as well in the Discord. One thing I realized when I've decided is that I'm gonna trade options and trade the entire weekly range. One trade per week on options. One trade catching the high or low of the week. Which would, for example, say I'm trading options this week. I'm taking my Apex payouts, putting it into an options account, and I would have shorted this range, and I would swing trade it until Friday, expecting that we're gonna fall, ran that high, creating potentially a daily swing high in that daily volume imbalance, and then running lower below these lows. And price could take out this low, respect the optimal trade entry, and then revert higher, leaving equal lows on the daily chart below an old low. Actually, I don't even know if it took that low. It looks like it didn't even take it. So I think there's already equal lows. So if we engineer one more low, sweep sell side here, run higher, come up, take buy side, and then take out this low here. Like the fall lows. Like I want to see an ultimate fall low. And my belief is that ICT is going to catch that fall low with plenty of contracts on. If even that, like you don't even need a lot. He's going to make thousands of points. I think that come December, ICT will obliterate the Robins Cup. I really hope he doesn't let me down. But seeing the volatility the market's providing around election time, like I really do think that he could do it. Like I had a trade the other day, 4 minutes, 110 points. In 4 minutes. That's insane. If you're not comfortable with that volatility, you might look at it as a gamble, but I love volatility. It's my best friend. I'm comfortable in volatility. I'm comfortable in chaos. I'm comfortable in the midst of a storm. I'm comfortable in really any situation. That's just the way you have to be. It's either you're like that or you're not. I mean, whether it's experience, just the way you are as a person, your personality. Shit isn't for everybody. Not everyone's the cookie cutter approach. The same, you know. Here we have these equal lows pending. Just like the daily chart. Just like the daily chart. We have these equal lows. But then we have that engineered low that ran higher to then get taken out later on. All as a collective. Just like the daily chart. That's exactly what I want to see. You know why it's going to happen on the daily chart? It's happening right here. It's happening right here. It's the same thing. It's just on the 1 minute chart, so it's a lot faster. It's the same exact thing. I want to see it inverse and rip that low here. Ultimately, with a strong move. Could come up in here and then dip lower. The only thing is on the daily chart, it just takes so much longer, especially the weekly chart. But man, if you can really just get it together psychologically and be a part of that, you're fucking set. This is the market, guys. This is no guesswork. This is straight grind. I put in effort for this, and it's coming to fruition. I want to spread it. I want to teach others. I prayed for this. This isn't random. I'm supposed to be here. I'm right on time. This is just the reality of my future here. Looking to drive lower here. I need a dual monitor so I can set up like a chat window, etc. Like I just need dual monitor setup. I'm gonna get there though. Right, guys. The moment we've all been waiting for here. Got that fair value gap in that inverse. Could stay open. Could just respect the inverse. Doesn't have to mitigate that at all. But ultimately, I do want to see that nice run lower. Count balance. Equity. For some reason, Apex has it backwards. I don't know why. Well, trade of 8 through Apex. Let me take a lower hanging fruit before Apex fucks around and not pays me out for some dumb rule. That 30% rule was just so dumb. Well, we'll get to personal accounts, don't worry. We'll get into trading personal accounts, trading full contracts, multiple contracts eventually. Just really crunching numbers out. It's really running shit up. I'm gonna lock in profit right here. If it comes back, I'm not gonna move my stop. I'm gonna keep it there. So we've already mitigated that imbalance. Just mitigated that one, respecting the entire candle, as well as the inverse. One minute swing high forming. That 1 minute swing high could be our run lower. If it holds. That's if it holds. But a print and then a fair value gap below would be fucking beautiful. Just like a massive run lower. It's only right, Fuck for this last time, so. I'm gonna mark out that optimal trade entry. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything important. So ultimately, on a 5 minute chart here, What am I doing? What did I just do? Right. As far as the 5-minute chart, I'm going to see that continuation lower. Because if this candle holds, then that means it'll come take us out here. Right, I am going to respect that 1-minute fair value gap. But nothing more than that. I just hate to get stopped out prematurely whenever there's another layer of protection available that still yields us in profit for the day. So but if we get a drop below these lows, then I will put my stop above that candle again. That's if we do. Could run these equal highs here. The optimal trade entry. Just waiting patiently here, guys. I think it's just hilarious though. It's a really nice lesson for stream. Like 1 point. Because usually I would just manually exit that, like, you know. But and now that we aren't gonna scale back in, we already scaled out our second entry. Why would I scale back in? I'm going to, just in case, put on instant order placement in case I need to dip out of the trade. So I do have that gap right here. Big enough. It's big enough. That was on the 3 minutes, so let's look on the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, it looks like that, but on the 3 minute, it's like a very small gap. And as you can see, it did something, because it's also tied in with that 1 minute fair value gap, though. I'm gonna get rid of that. Inverse here. We'll see how I would have got stopped out here. I just had a feeling that I could just respect this one a bit more. It looks more promising, right? Look how small that gap was. It's a bit more promising. I want to see that gap stay open here. Yeah, price just making new lows just to be taken out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously 5 over to the left. It's only a matter of time here. Just think about it. Got that run higher after 9:30. People went long. They blew their accounts. They're going short. They blew their accounts. They're going long. Really promising move higher, right? We're gonna break out, bro. You know, above the highs. No, it's not going higher. So blew their accounts once again. Unless they have a fucking 100-point stop loss, which I mean, that's crazy, but it actually have to be more than 100 points, or else they got stopped out already. If they're going long up there. Yeah, I want to see, now that it ran these equal highs, I want to see it create that 1 minute swing high, that candle right here, which would also give us the inverse. Again, there's no guarantees, but with so much sell side pending and we just ran up to the buy side and SMT with ES, all these different factors, I think that it is safe to say that we're gonna drive lower. Let's look at ES actually. Oh yeah. IFVG for the win. IFVG setup right here, guys. You could go short right here. Stop above the candle. Target most recent low. This is on ES though, but you can go short. Could have been short. That's what I look for anyway. I run higher into an imbalance or whatever. Yeah, we have 13 minutes until the macro. Could either hit our take profit in macro or come lower now and hit it. But we did inverse that. We've already completely swept the low. If we can create a fair value gap in the inverse, now that would be top tier confidence level. But even the midpoints line up. You know what I mean? There's nothing random about that right there, guys. Either drive lower or come to that balanced price range and then drive lower. Go ahead and time has come. Time has fucking come. Finally. So I'm gonna get one push lower. I'm gonna just because on Apex I want to match that 30% consistency rule. I don't want to like not get paid out because I made $100 more than I was supposed to. Like, you know what I mean? On some dumb shit. Like, so my balance was 370 yesterday. So that would put us at about, yeah, like 740, 750 if we take right here. But ultimately I'd look for it to drive down into that 9:30 opening and midnight opening price. Like I said, I'm only looking for longs below midnight open and shorts, which were above it still. I want to see this stay open for another 20 seconds, but it's getting tight. I can definitely trust this. Lower my stop here. Alright, so I trust my stop here. It's not coming higher until sell side's taken. If it does, we have 30 points locked in. 30 times $4. That's 120 plus 120 plus 50. So we'd be $170 in profit for the day. I would just probably call it a day there. But yeah, there's a balanced price range. Run higher, inversion. Right there is the model right there. Inversion fair value gap, ran below the low, leaving equal lows, as well as these equal lows, as well as this low over here and right here. There's so many sets of equal lows, it's actually crazy. Like, just look at it. 1, 2, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows, equal lows. Right there is a really nice version of my model. Nice run lower in the macro, and ultimately a really nice rally up until here. So again, I'll probably look to get out here soon. Like right here. Yeah. Imagine it creates a higher low right here. That'd be hilarious. Same thing on ES. Equal low, equal low, equal low. That'd be funny as fuck if it just created like a higher low, and there you have it, guys. So, we're out here. We're doing it. Fuck you if you don't like ICT. He's out here changing lives. And yeah, guys. That's how you fucking do it. This right here. I don't really see ego behind saying this. There you have sell side been taken. This right here already puts me in a bracket above 90% of the industry because none of them can call a price like this. They're all fucking cappers. And just look at that hammer. Just elephant jumping in the kiddie pool right there. Blown accounts. I mean, whoever, even ICT traders, right here, equal highs pending. That nice displacement higher. They're entering on that fair value gap right here. They're entering here. They're entering here. And ultimately being taken out. But yes, sir. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. So, account balance for the day. It's fucking beautiful, guys. It's fucking beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead here and you have it. I'm gonna take one like this. Bang. Bang, bang. And then I'm also gonna take one like this. So Windows snip, full screen snip. There we go. There we have it. Alright. Well, with that delivered now, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here, guys. So we're on the road to a $2,000 payout because Apex caps you at $2,000 for 3 months. I can get 6 payouts for 2,000. So before getting uncapped, I can potentially make $12,000 just off this account. I'm not scratching out the account number. It's number 14. Once I get paid out, I'm buying number 15. I'll pass that separately and then trade copy them. Well, what I'll do is I'll keep account 15 or 14. I'll trade account 14, get a payout on that. So it's static drawdown now. I locked it into 50,100, and then I'll simulate them at the same time. I'll copy trade them both at the same time. So say today we made $400 on 2 accounts copy traded. It's 800. You can do up to 20 accounts at once. So over the next year or so, we're gonna be on the road to 20 accounts. We're gonna trade copy all of them. It's gonna be a really, really fun experience, and I hope that people actually watch this and learn from it. I mean, I'll say I'm pretty valid at what I do. I love it, that's for sure. And the fact that I love it, I'm not gonna just bullshit and give you the wrong information. Like, I put my all into this. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna hop off here. Maybe drink some matcha. Wake my son up and get the rest of my day going. We already hit the gym this morning. Biceps, sauna, steam room, a little bit of basketball. Time, liquidity, risk management, trade management. That's all you need, guys. Just keep showing up every single day. Alright, I'm gonna hop off here then. Alright, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow.